In the previous video, we discussed the types of metal manufacturing. In this video, we will cover polymer manufacturing. What are polymers? The three most commonly used polymers are thermoplastics, elastic polymers, and thermosetting plastics. Thermoplastics can be melted and reshaped with minimal deterioration, which makes recycling this material possible. Elastic polymers, also called elastomers, have elastic properties and usually refer to rubbers. Lastly, thermosetting plastics remain solid after being cured by means of light, heat, or radiation. This process is irreversible, and this type of material cannot typically be broken down or recycled. Polymers are plastics or rubbers that are formed by a chain of large molecules. The longer the chain of molecules a material has, the higher its melting and boiling point will be. Some manufacturing types for polymers include plastic injection molding, compression molding, vacuum forming, CNC machining, and laser cutting. Plastic injection molding begins with thermoplastic pellets being heated and melted. This molten plastic is injected into a die or mold, where the plastic will cool and solidify. The machine will then eject the final part. Injection molding is an ideal process for thin-walled plastic parts. The price of the molds used in these machines vary greatly depending on the size of the die, the complexity of its cavities, and the number of parts you need it to produce. A simple, small mold used for low-volume production may cost anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, while a large, complex mold used for high-volume production can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Compression molding involves placing preheated plastic in between a top mold and a bottom mold. The top mold presses down on the plastic, which will then form to the shape of the mold. Compression molding is a much simpler process than injection molding, and the cost of the tooling is usually much cheaper. This is an ideal process for fabricating less intricate, thick-walled plastic parts at low to medium production volumes. In vacuum forming, a thin sheet of plastic is heated until it is soft. Then it is draped over a mold. A vacuum then sucks any air out, forming the plastic sheet to the mold. The plastic cools and is released from the mold. Virtually any thermoplastic can be vacuum formed. This is a cost-effective method of fabrication for prototypes and low-volume production. In the previously mentioned manufacturing processes, a negative or female mold was used. In this process, a positive or male mold is used. This makes this method especially useful for creating custom packaging. Additionally, vacuum forming is often used in the medical industry to make food-grade containers that can withstand sterilization. CNC machines are instructed by computer software to follow specific toolpaths and cut or drill the material. In future videos, we will discuss more about CNC machining, which is actually used to manufacture many different types of materials, including plastics, wood, metals, and composites. CNC machining costs depend on the cost of the raw material. Polymers are often much less expensive than metals, so even if you intend to manufacture a metal part, it is beneficial to begin by first manufacturing a plastic prototype. Laser cutting is another process that can be applied to various materials. In this example, a high-powered laser follows commands from computer software to make an acrylic cutout of the letter T. In future videos, we will deep dive into vacuum forming, CNC machining, and laser cutting.